Welcome to A Meaningful Marketplace.
I'm Sarah Masoni from Oregon State University's Food Innovation Center, where I've helped countless dreamers launch their new food products. It's the science of taking a food delight from the kitchen to mass manufacturing and still keeping its great taste. That's what I do. I've been called the woman with the $1 million palate, although I haven't tried to cash that check yet. Listen in weekly for real-life stories.
I'm Sarah Marshall, owner of Marshall's Hot Sauce and author of Preservation Pantry, modern canning from root to top and stem to core. I love inspiring business owners to get started on their journey, encourage folks to be part of their local community, and I'm excited to help business owners tell their stories. Hello and welcome to the Meaningful Marketplace. We are here weekly to discuss the journeys of food entrepreneurs. We're glad you've joined us today as we bring you stories of hope and inspiration. This is Sarah Marshall, owner of Marshall's Hot Sauce.
And Sarah Masoni of Oregon State University's Food Innovation Center.
Hi, Sarah. We're back from holiday break. We've been gone for a while.
Yeah.
We wrapped up our journey with the Regional Food Business Center.
Yes.
We had a big year. We're an award-winning podcast.
Yes, we are.
We received our Signal Award. We've recorded 262 episodes.
Yep.
Which is pretty wild. This is now our 7th year of podcasting.
Holy smokes. It's our 7th year?
Yeah, this is
wow.
2026 is our 7th year of podcasting.
Oh.
And you received your 25th year award at the Food Innovation Center.
I did.
That is so cool.
Huh? Who'd have thought?
I know. They had a surprise ceremony for you during...
I was 100% surprised, you were part of it.
During the holiday show at the Food Innovation Center. So there was lots of people there to celebrate you. It was beautiful and sweet. And you were very surprised.
Mm-hmm. I was. It was amazing.
It was really nice. It was a really lovely ceremony, and you've done lots of great things for lots of people. So I think it was a great way to honor you for 25 years at the institution.
I appreciated it a lot.
It was really sweet.
Yeah.
Oregon State University's College of Agricultural Sciences and the Food Innovation Center are proud sponsors of Meaningful Marketplace. With a mission to serve all Oregonians, we are committed to giving voice to those whose food and agricultural stories are not always heard. By providing access and opportunity for a more diverse and just food system, because food brings people together.
Well, I'm excited to kick off this new year with a new round of shows. We're back to highlighting women-owned businesses of our choosing, and we are looking for new sponsors. So if anybody's listening and feels like sponsoring us, send me a message. Give us a call. Whatever you want. DM us. Jump into our DMs.
Or use that phone number that we announce every time.
Or give us a call. 503-395-8858. Call
Yay.
us. We'd love to hear from you. We want to keep this show going. We are moving to airing the show every other week. 1, because we don't have a sponsor, but 2, because Sarah and I are working on lots of things, which you'll hear more about in the future.
Yeah.
But for now, we're going to recap our experience of the Fancy Food Show. We thought that was a good way to jump back into our shows. So first of all, I keep saying Fancy Food Show, but this time it's officially called the Fancy Fair.
A Fancy Fair.
Fancy Fair, the Winter Fancy Fair. I wanted you to say what your role is with the board and with the Fancy Fair and what you did to help organize all of this, Sarah.
So I sit on the board of directors for the Specialty Food Association, and I'm actually the secretary of the executive committee. So
Woo!
What happened? I even had to get a badge that says secretary on
I know,
it.
I saw it. I saw you wearing your badge around the show.
That was wild. It was pretty fun. I rose to my level of experience or inexperience, I guess. The Peter principle. One of my big inputs for the show this time, it took a while to get it to happen, was that we had changed the way the Sophie Awards are given out. And we brought back the tabletop. So all of the award winners were there giving out samples. And then they called them on stage. It was sort of like you were at the Golden Globes.
Mm-hmm.
It was very exciting, very dynamic. There was food and beverage there. It was just a big, huge celebration party, and it was
Yeah.
fantastic.
I think that's important because I do think it's a big deal. And I think that the people that win should be honored and be able to
Yeah,
celebrate.
I mean, that should be one of the big focuses for the association is celebrating that work that all its members have done and all the delicious foods that they've created. And so if you're a member, make sure and enter for the Sophie Awards. It happens
Yes.
once a year. It's coming up here this spring.
When
Um,
do you know when people enter if they're interested? Do you know the date they have to enter by?
I think you probably just go on the website. It might be coming soon. I don't want to give the wrong date, but just go on specialtyfood.com and type in Sophie,
Yeah.
SOFI.
We'll put the link to it in the show notes.
Yeah, there you go. Send your stuff in, get it evaluated, and put a mark on the world. Make sure people know what you're doing.
Yeah.
The other cool thing I think about the show this year was that the app is amazing. So you can download the app on your app store and it's going to be evergreen. So it's not going to be changing.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So as a member, you can set up your little store on there and feature all of your products with photographs and documents and stories and all that. Press, of course, as a member, you get 9 press releases. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. But in the app, it also had all of the things going on at the show. And this year, with this Winter Fancy Fair update, they had lots of interactive things on the show floor and after hours. So they had something called the Campus Tasting Trail, where makers sponsored parts of meals at different restaurants around the city. And that was quite exciting and fun. And then there was a ton of social events. I went to one at the baseball field that was a huge party where they announced the trend of the year. And then there was a really wonderful party in an underserved community in a reclaimed warehouse called the Soap Factory. And we actually got to make soap there, and they had a fun painting mural of specialty food kind of vibey stuff that you got to paint on. There was dancing and music and tacos and pizzas that were made by pop-up entrepreneurs that are starting their food businesses. They also grow their own microgreens and things that they're putting into the food that we had. So it was just kind of a regenerative, exciting place to go and give back to the community that we were in there in San Diego. I also got to go to the farmers market, which I know, Sarah, you know a lot about the
Yeah, it's one of my favorite farmers markets. I go down there. I've talked about it on the podcast a lot, but I go down for the farmers market conference that they put on down there every year because they have a very thriving farmers market scene in San Diego. And Kat, who came and spoke at the conference, she and her daughter Bridget run the farmers markets down there, and they put on the farmers market conference yearly where all the market managers from all over the country come to the conference, and I'm a speaker there, so I'll be there again in March in San Diego to speak at the conference. But yeah,
what are you going to talk about?
Well, so I run the vendor track that's there. So I usually talk about vendor self-care and planning, and then I introduce all of the vendor speakers and then just do like Q&A for vendors answering questions about anything that they have questions about.
That's cool, Sarah. I didn't know you were that involved. That's great.
Well, I've gone there every year except maybe the first year that they did it. And so yeah,
I know you've been going for a while. I didn't know how deep
yeah,
in you were. That's
yeah.
cool.
A lot of the people that are there are market managers, so they go to separate trainings. But then some of the people that come are first year vendors, and so then they come to the side that I just kind of I'm like the MC, and then I just introduce all the speakers that they've arranged to come talk, and I'm just kind of there for Q&A stuff.
Cool. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit more about Fancy Fair.
Yeah.
Because we had 7 companies there with us at the Food Innovation Center, and
tell
they
us who
all
you brought.
had a wonderful time. We had over 4,000 buyers at the show.
That's so
So
many.
the show is really focused on bringing in and sponsoring buyers to make sure that they get to the show. And the idea is that the Winter Fancy Fair is really the first show of the year
Mm-hmm.
where people can come and look and try all of the new products that our food entrepreneurs have been creating. We had so many small tabletops. I think we had a majority of tabletops in our startup areas. So there was startup CPG included, naturally, the innovation centers in incubator kitchens. And then there was the startup pavilion where people get a little bit bigger tables. And some of the folks that started with us 3 years ago have graduated to full booths. So I was really
Mm-hmm.
proud of people like that. Papa Tony's, I think we interviewed him a couple of years
Yeah,
ago. He had his own booth. He
I
was so
know.
excited about the show. Did you see him there?
I did. I posted a picture. I went to visit him and I was like, dude, you have your own full booth. I'm
I know,
so
I was
proud of
impressed.
you. Yeah. So
Yeah,
fun.
and we had tofu there. They have a tofu crumble that
Mm-hmm.
they're selling into food service kitchens for schools and stuff like that. And they're coming out with a retail pack. We had Red Camper with their delicious jams and jellies, and Elaine's Kitchen. She had her
Mm-hmm.
injera and all of her sauces. Cuatro Mamas, of course, with their chili crisp coming out of California. And we had Tienda Salsita, which is also a Northern California company with some delicious sauces. Simple Trail with their delicious maple syrup sweetened granolas. Oh my gosh, I'm addicted to the chocolate peanut one. And we had Lisa Herlinger with Bougie Brown Butter also. And she kind of was a hit of the show. We were watching people kind of go up to her booth, taste the butter, then they'd walk away and they'd sort of stand there for a while and then they'd walk back around and come back and talk to her some more. So it's always fun to watch the dynamics at the startup booth.
She was doing a interactive experience. I went and watched over in a separate
Oh,
section
yeah.
as
Yep.
well.
Yep. And Oda Tofu actually did too. They had a chef prepare some pot stickers using the tofu. I
Yeah.
think those were kind of fun upgrades that you could have sort of a spotlight on yourself.
Mm-hmm. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I was busy. Everywhere I went, I got the new pin that they had a pin for everything. So it was
Mm-hmm.
kind of a pin event. And then I went to the Chinese American Museum right there in Gastown. We had a breakfast coffee hour with the included folks. So we had a lot of the underserved community BIPOC founders there and some delicious Filipino pastries, which I couldn't eat, but I looked at them and smelled them.
Yeah. They weren't gluten free for you.
No, no.
Well, I thought it was a very well organized show. I do like all the improvements with the app because I am a big app user whenever we go to the show.
Yeah.
And one thing that is very hard is that you used to have to get a new app every time. If you tried to use the old app, which I had tried to do a couple of times, and then all the booths were wrong, and I would realize like halfway through and be like, oh, I have to get a totally different app. Like so now it's good. One time you can do it.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I also liked the addition of having the Good Food Mercantile be
That's
there on
right.
site. That was
Oh,
really nice
yeah.
because I've come years when the Food Mercantile was in the same city but in a totally different location, and so then you don't get the same crossover. So I got to
Yeah.
see both things, interact with both people, which is really cool. The Good Food Mercantile was outside, so you
Yep.
could
In the
go into
tent.
that, yeah, and then come inside. So that was cool to see a lot of our buddies over there.
Yeah, those folks were really happy with their experience. I think all of the sponsored buyers were staying in the Hilton Hotel. So when they walked over to come into the convention center, they came right to that
Yeah,
mercantile area
that's so
first.
nice. And there
Yeah,
was
it was very
people from
thoughtful.
all over. I met some people from Alaska
Hmm.
in that booth that did this.
South Carolina.
Yeah, that
People all over the place.
they made this Earl Grey creamed honey that I
I tried
tried.
that
That
too.
was really good. So
Hmm.
interesting.
Yeah, the Good Food Awards, I would have to say the most memorable, weirdly memorable thing that I enjoyed of all the foods I tasted, there was two of them. One was apple juice sweetened lemonade. That
Oh,
was
yum.
absolutely delicious.
That sounds fun.
And then there was a woman who has started creating a gluten-free puff pastry, which I'm
Mm,
sure you can understand why I would
yeah,
love that.
dig it.
Both of those items were really good. And then there was a cookie mix too that was gluten-free that was really good.
Cool.
Yeah, I had a fun time eating my way around that room.
I had a couple booths I wanted to talk about that had really beautiful displays because I
Okay.
always care about that. There was a booth called Middle Bar, and they made these Bloody Mary in a can. They were a women-owned business from California. Um, they I always talk about this, but when people walk through, and especially when we have like the crossover of a lot of like influencers and media and people that are coming by to take pictures of things to post and to write about, sometimes people's booths, it's very hard to take a picture of your product because either you're standing behind your product, so you have like your, either a body behind it or your coffee cup or something like that. Like people sometimes forget to set your product up to be able to take a picture behind it. But Middle Bar had a really nice booth. I posted things if people want to look at my Instagram. All the people I'm going to talk about, I posted about, but Middle Bar had a really great setup to be able to take pictures of their product, and also their Bloody Mary mix was delicious, and so they had a great display. And then the other one was they're called Club Magic Hour, and they make tea. But their booth was beautiful. You could take really nice pictures, but they were also just very lovely people. And they just like invited you into their world to smell the teas, to taste the teas, to take pictures of everything, to
Oh,
samples. Like they were just really lovely. They also matched their booth very well. They just had this whole vibe. So I wanted to mention both those booths as visually they just got it. Like they got that people were going to come through and take pictures of things, and also their products were great. So check them out. Products that I thought were really like innovative or things that I hadn't really tried before. I talked about the Earl Grey honey. That is from Sipping Steams Tea Company, and they were from Alaska. They were in the Good Food Mercantile.
I didn't know you were into tea.
I am. I love tea. We have a little tea station at our house. My daughter loves it. We drink a lot of tea.
That's cool.
There was also a company called Zolly Candy. We're gonna book her on the show.
Oh,
Her
cool.
name's Alina. She started her business when she was 7. She's now 20, but she made a sugar-free candy company because her parents wouldn't let her have candy. And so she started making her own candy at 7.
Wow.
And she's now the number one selling sugar-free candy on Amazon. And her candy
Wow.
is very good. And her company is called Zolly Candy, and she makes all different kinds of really fun candies. So check her out. And then there was this other, you would like this one. It's cheese. Their
Mm,
company's called CB Cheese Bits. And they make a Scamorza cheese, which is my favorite kind of cheese. When
mm,
we've had Kathy Wims on the show, she serves this Scamorza cheese that's melted in their brick ovens, and it's like my favorite thing on earth.
mm.
But these guys make a Scamorza cheese, and they're these little tiny, tiny cheese bites that they sell in a little package, like a little lunch serving that you can put in your lunch. And my daughter
Yeah.
always eats like, like string cheese or little string. That's her like favorite little snack in her lunch. But these are like little tiny cheese bites, and they do like plain Scamorza, which tastes delicious,
Mhm.
just the plain. But they're like the tiniest little like cheese ball bites.
Yeah, I've had those when I was judging cheese for
They're
American Cheese Society. Those are
so
so
good.
tasty.
And then they do like some flavored ones like wasabi, and they have like a spicy
Hmm.
pineapple one. So
Mm.
delicious. You can get them in grocery stores in their in these little packages. I would
They're gonna get
definitely
some for lunches
I
then.
am. Yeah, I think my daughter's going to love them. But I'd never had them before, and I'd never seen that
Mm.
kind of cheese. Usually when you buy the little packages of cheeses for lunch, they're all kind of like waxy. Like they're not that good of they're not that good of quality of cheese. And this was like
Yeah.
really great cheese.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a fave. And then I wanted to try something live with you. That's fun.
Oh,
So,
right now?
yeah, right now. So, you know how I always like to check out the Japanese like health and beauty section. I usually
Yeah.
try like the collagen stuff. I like all that stuff. This was a new thing I found.
What
So,
was
like, you
it?
know how people take like apple cider vinegar shots of like
Mhm.
apple cider vinegar? Well, this is an apple cider vinegar crunch. So, it's a little packet, but they made it
Oh.
crunchy instead of taking
Oh.
like a liquid.
You put it in your mouth, it
Yeah, you
crunches
could put it in your
like
mouth
Pop
and
Rocks?
crunch it like Pop Rocks, and it's
What
apple cider
the?
vinegar with the mother in it, and it's from Japan,
Oh,
and I'm gonna
that
try
sounds
it.
really healthy.
It's either gonna be gross
I guess you could put it on your yogurt
or
or
it's
put
gonna
it
be
in water
great.
too.
But it's like these little tiny white pellet balls.
Whoa.
Oh, it's yummy.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really good. So
Oh.
it's vinegary, but I think they sweetened it with apple, like apple juice.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. Yeah, I think I want
You
to
would
order
think
these.
after being on the show floor for so long that I would actually have picked out some of my favorites, but I really didn't.
So this company's called Everyday's.
Oh,
EVERYDAZE. I would recommend it. If you're one of those people that can't do those apple cider vinegar shots,
yeah.
this is just apple cider vinegar with apple in it. It's great. And then I
I
have one other thing I have not tried, but they gave me a package. These are called chili chews, which is
mm,
like a gummy,
spicy, I bet.
spicy, but this one is pickle flavored. So it's a pickle.
Oh,
I know, it might be weird, might be great. Sweet, sour, spicy. I'm excited to try it.
you gonna try it now?
I'm gonna try it now.
While you're opening that bag, this is a perfect example of the trend of the year, which is sense maxing. So, sense maxing, which is the trend of the year, is rejecting minimalism and bland AI sameness. Consumers are hungry for brash flavors, textures, and visual drama that validate their reality and human senses.
I think it's true. Oh my gosh, this is rad. It's
So
like
that is
spicy
definitely
pickle.
sense maxing.
Uh-huh.
Can you describe it to us?
Yeah.
So it's a gummy, but it's
Mm-hmm. It smells
sour
like a
like
pickle.
pickle.
It tastes like a gummy bear, and it's spicy.
Perfect
It's
for you.
wild. Yeah. It's a wild ride.
Um,
I love
well,
it.
they get a star for sense maxing you.
They do. They
I
sense
have
maxed
some
me.
other trends they talked about rooted
Yeah.
rituals.
Mm-hmm.
So mindfulness in a mouthful. So always on era with products that embrace slowness and production and consumption,
I think
whisk, drizzling, and steeping. So that
that's
goes
what that Club
tea.
Magic Hour, that's what they do.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
that was
They have that
good. And
down.
then honest processing, really, which is what you're doing. Processing is not zero sum fermentation, dehydration, freeze drying. These are all visible, purposeful processing that consumers understand and embrace.
Yeah. I think that's what we do. That's what I do.
Yeah, you do that. And then the appetite reset amid surges of GLP-1 usage and personalized nutrition, every bite must offer satiety. So I noticed at this show there's tons of stuff that were in single-use packages, and I think that's really helping people. Did you notice that? There's like a lot of small packages of things.
Yeah. I think too because people that are on all those like weight loss drugs, they don't want to
Mhm.
eat a lot and they don't want things to be like open, because they
Right.
just want a little bit of something.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it.
Interesting.
And they just want to be like satiated, but they don't want a lot of food.
Here's one promiscuous palate. Beyond fusion, globally sourced ingredients are becoming beloved building blocks as expectations around purity loosen and now applications emerge. A little experimentation never hurt anybody.
Getting
So
getting
think
wild.
sushi with pickled beets and I don't know, some
Well,
weird vegetables you wouldn't imagine there.
I think this is an example of that. I got these from the Good Food Mercantile. They're called Spirit Almonds, and their tagline is "Nourish the Day." They're Japanese-style dry roasted almonds, and this is a curry flavor. And they
Mm.
were very good.
That also goes with shelf stable chic. So
Yeah.
new status symbol is a curated pantry,
And
and the packaging
they
is
did
important.
they did these cute little packages, and they are single
Yeah, it's
serve
like
little
artwork.
packages of our. Yeah, they're beautiful. They're
I
like,
picked up some of those too. They're yummy.
yeah. Oh, I had two other ones. Fermented foods always, which I know you mentioned, is I mean it's a trend I think, but it's also always been around. I mean, fermented food has been around
Hmm.
forever, but I love fermented carrots. And there was this woman, Dr. Ellie Amarova. Her business was called Greens and Gossip, and she had these fermented carrots that were so good. So check her out. You can order it online. And then I also tried, in the section that you're in, they always bring some folks from Hawaii. And I tried some jams from Hawaii that are made with things that we can't get and don't have here, such as, passion fruit, lilikoi, all of those kinds of things,
They had a
guava.
huge group of people from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hawaii's backing everyone. They're totally into this, setting up their state for success through small businesses making food. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
there was really fun things. They had fun baby food that was made with all different
Yeah, I ate some
products
of
from
that for
Hawaii.
lunch. It was good with traditional slow food that they're using there in Hawaii.
And these jams were called ohalos, and they were very good if people want to check them out because you can't get those things here, and they can ship them to you from Hawaii, and they're made with all Hawaiian produce, which is very cool.
Yeah,
So those were my recaps from the
those are
winter
good. You
fancy
know, my
fair.
takeaway from the whole, I spent 5 days in San Diego. I didn't want it to end.
I know. I love San Diego, Sarah. That's what I was telling you.
I'm saying like the best thing about it was like you looked out at the street in front of the convention center and there was no security guards, nobody like managing people coming and going. It was really kind of pleasant to not have that added level of, I don't
Yeah.
know how to call it, but yeah, I just felt really safe and comfortable there.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens next year. We're going to be in San Francisco. We haven't been there in a while.
Well, we haven't been there since
20,
2019, right
yep.
as the
Yeah,
pandemic was happening.
yeah.
That's when you and I were there.
Yeah. And I was like, why do they have all these hand sanitizer stations around? Remember? It
Yeah.
was super weird.
We all came home together and the world shut down.
Yeah. I don't ever want to have that happen again.
No, no. Well, I had a great time. It was great to see you there. Thanks for all your hard work in putting the show together. To everybody at the Specialty Food Association
Yeah.
for working hard. It was wonderful. And
Best show ever, I think.
yeah, I think it was really lovely. So thanks for all your hard work. Thanks for inviting me along and getting me into the show. I appreciate it.
Always.
And thanks for doing this show today. And we're back at it.
Yay. Happy 2026.
Happy 2026, everybody. And thanks for joining us, everyone. And if you would like to rate our podcast, feel free to do that on Apple or iTunes. You can follow us on Instagram or YouTube at Meaningful Marketplace Podcast. Don't forget, you can call Sarah and I with questions, or if you want to be a guest on the show, 503-395-8858. We couldn't do this without our fantastic team at Joy of Creation Production House. Thanks to Haley, our audio engineer, and Dave, our production coordinator. We will be back next week. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye for now.
If you love the stories we bring you each week, please consider supporting us on Patreon. As an independent media company, your support is absolutely essential. It allows us to continue creating high-quality professional episodes that amplify the voices of women, small business owners, writers, artists, and creatives, and keep their stories free from commercial pressure. By becoming a Patreon member, you're not just supporting us, you're investing in the future of independent media. Please visit patreon.com/The Joy of Creation Production House to join our community today. Thank you for listening and supporting our podcast dreams.